Welcome to Mother Daughter Projects. I'm Steph.
I'm Vicki.
And today we're going to make a center console for this van.
Now this is a professionally converted van, so it has lots of cargo space and it has a ramp, but what it doesn't have is cup holders. In order to convert this, they had to take out the center console. So I decided that we needed something because I have spilled too much coffee in this van.
Alright, so let's show you how we customize this.
We're starting with a 4x4 foot piece of 1/2-inch plywood. We place it on insulation foam, which we use as a cutting mat. We set up our track saw to make the cuts. We have 2 different length tracks, which make it really easy to cut longer and shorter pieces of plywood. The saw fits into the grooves of the track, which makes it more accurate than the circular saw. With all the cuts made, we laid out the design to make sure it fits into the space before we assembled it. To hold the wood together, we're using 1/2-inch Rockler clamp-it clips. Perfect fit. The original plan was for the top to be attached to the bottom, but we realized we could hinge it and have all that space and sides for storage. Here we're testing out the drink locations and making sure the center van drawer was still open. Perfect. Now on to making the holes for the drink holders. We traced around the bottom to get the placement, and we're using a 3-inch hole saw to make the circles. You'll notice we have a board underneath, as this is a scrap piece of wood so we don't damage our work surface. We found these expander cup holders on Amazon and they fit perfectly into the 3-inch holes, and we can easily remove them for cleaning. I traced around this white box that we're going to use as a trash can, as well as a tissue box. Then I cut these spaces out with a jigsaw as well. It fits, and the tissues fit as well. We moved on to assembly. We glued and brad nailed everything together. With the top section done, we moved on to the back section. To attach the 2 boxes together, we glued and clamped them. Meanwhile, we decided the back piece should have a little curve on it, so Mom took it to the scroll saw and cut a nice curve on each side. Mom used a shellac-based primer to prime the boxes. With that dry, we glued and brad nailed the back piece into place. Then Mom painted everything with a gray outdoor paint. This has been left over from when we painted my house, and we thought it would be helpful if and when Mom spills something on the center console. Her words, not mine. Now, time to install. It fits! The last step is to add a piano hinge to allow the top to open and close. This was a 12-inch piano hinge, but I cut it down to 10 inches using our portable bandsaw. Last screw and done! Since we have a tiny trash can, we needed tiny plastic bags as liners. These are actually dog poop bags with handles. I just happen to have some on hand because I have 2 dogs, but don't worry, these are brand new bags. And here Mom is showing off how it all works. A perfect place for her drink, her purse, and a trash can for any trash that may come along on our journeys.
What we learned! We use a 3-inch hole saw to make the holes for the cup holders, and we used a Diablo blade for this. Now, we've used 3 different blades before. We've used a no-name, which don't work well. We've used Diablo and Milwaukee. These both work well, but I do like Diablo better because in order to take the hole saw off of the bit, it's just one motion. It's really easy to do, and then it's easy to pop out the circle that you just made. So if you have a choice between one or the other, I would typically go with Diablo in my experience.
Now this van has what's called L-track, and it's a way of securing items to the van, and it's in different places in the van, and there is one little place right up front. And we decided to utilize that to secure the box to the front of the van. We used 2 tie downs, and those tie downs have these rings on them. So we decided to put a piece of wood through those 2 rings. So if the box was actually to shift backwards, those rings and that piece of wood would keep it from moving.
Off camera, I mentioned we cut the piano hinge with a portable bandsaw, and we've actually done that now, I think in 2 or 3 different projects, and it works really well. We've never had an issue cutting the piano hinge, but we were just at Home Depot and noticed that they sell really long piano hinge, so it actually is more cost efficient to buy the really long to cut it down. So actually for our next project, we're using another piano hinge, and we got the long one so that we have plenty of piano hinge for future projects. So I know this is very specific for our needs, but I hope we gave you some ideas maybe for something that you could customize in your life. So thanks for joining, and if you want to see more projects from us, be sure to visit us at motherdaugghterprojects.com. And if you want to see how we store our bikes in this car, watch this video right over here. All right, bye!